Welcome friends and artists. In this video we're going to be drawing the human figure with the muscles from the posterior view. In the last video I did the anterior view, and in the future videos I'll do a lateral and the 3/4 view. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on those. So let's go ahead and get started. On the right I have a reference, and over on the left is where we're going to draw. And what we'll do is start with the proportions to mark out the landmarks, and then we'll start drawing in the muscles. In order to do that, I will draw a circle that will be the size of our head, and I'll take 1/3 of that circle and come down where the chin will be. Then I'll go ahead and connect the chin, and in order to get the length of the body I will take 8 head lengths. So what I'll first do is draw a line here vertically, and then I'll take the length of the head, go down 7 marks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That worked out just right. Now we can figure out the width. So I'll take the width of the head, and 1/4 of the first one down will be the top of the shoulders, and 1 head length over. And then we'll do the width of the head here. That'll be the width of our shoulders. We'll do the width of the head. We'll go 2 down. Just above that will be our ribs. And then we'll go the next line down. Right inside there will be the hips. And then 2 down, right underneath there will be the knees. And then on the bottom, right underneath there will be the feet. And then to calculate the arms, we're gonna have them angle out a bit. Not quite as dramatic as the reference here because they're gonna go straight down. So we'll come down to the second line, that'll be the elbow. And then the third line will be the wrist. So same thing here, second line elbow and third line wrist. All right, now we have all the landmarks. Let's go ahead and start drawing in the muscles. I will start with the neck and come down and curve over to the shoulder. Then what we'll do is we can do the deltoids. So imagine if you checked out my other videos, I have specifics on each one of them, including the skeleton. And you can imagine where the scapula is going to be. And so that deltoid is going to come down here. But essentially, it's kind of like a shoulder blade here, or a shoulder pad. So it's going to curve down and come down the arm. Now we'll kind of look at the underarm. So I'll take this one and curve it up a bit. That's where the side of the Latissimus Dorsi will be. We'll get to that one in a moment. Let's go ahead and do the arm. So here we have the triceps, and we're only going to see 2 of those arms, or 2 of those muscles. They all connect down here at the elbow, and then they split up here underneath the deltoid. Then we can do the lower arm, and this is kind of starts out as wide as the elbow and then gets thinner as we get down to the wrist. Kind of like a drumstick there. And then as far as muscles, those also have 2 groups depending on where your thumb is pointed. But on the inside is called the flexors, and on the outside is the extensors. And then I'll go ahead and draw a hand just to represent, just sketch in there. All right, now let's go ahead and do the other side. Similarly, we will do the triceps, and then the forearm, and the hand. And the extensors kind of have 2 groups there. All right. Now we can go ahead and do the back. So what I'll do is I'll kind of curve this side down, and then as it comes to the hips, it kind of curves back out. So depending on the shape of your figure, it's a little bit less in the waist, wider down toward the hips. And now we can draw the trapezius, which comes right here, the top of the deltoids, and it comes all the way down that second mark of the back. Then we have one muscle here where there's a teres major, teres minor, and also infraspinatus, which goes in right here. And then underneath that, we have the Latissimus Dorsi. So it connects here at the arms, kind of curves down underneath the trapezius and curves back up to the other part of the arm. Now we can go ahead and create the pelvis. So in between these two marks, I'll curve down to the bottom and create this U type of shape. That'll be our pelvis. And then our obliques wrap around from behind on top here on each side. So our Latissimus dorsi comes all the way down here. We have the obliques, and now we can go move on to the butt. So we have here the Gluteus Medius, extends on down on the pelvis here. And let's go ahead and draw the outside of the Gluteus Maximus, and we'll actually come all the way down the outside of the leg, and we'll draw the inside of the leg too. So in between two here we have the groin, and the outside of the leg. All right, so now we can draw the Gluteus Maximus. It comes down here and does an S shape. Now this doesn't look like your typical butt shape because you have the fat that comes kind of rounded here. All right, so now that we have that, we can start drawing the leg muscles of the upper leg, including the hamstrings. So on the outside, we have it's called the IT band, and then we have one more on the outside of the knee that's called the Bicep Femoris. Then we have one on the inside of the knee that is called the Semitendinosus. Then we have this area here, is kind of the groin area. We have the Gracilis. We also have the Adductors, and this is called the femoral triangle. We don't really see much muscle there other than the tendons that are connecting up here. So let's go ahead and do the other side now. So we have the IT band on the outside and the Bicep Femoris. And then we have the Semitendinosus. And then same thing, adductors on the interior side there. All right, now we can go ahead and do the inside or the lower legs. And so it has a similar shape to the forearms, kind of a drumstick. So we'll just do the outside shape, kind of wider, and then as it gets in, it gets narrower. All right, first we have a couple muscles. We have the soleus, which is kind of round shaped like this, and we're only going to see the bottom of it here. And then we have the calf muscles, which are two parts. One is on this side of the leg and one's on this side of the leg. And then it comes down a little bit further on the interior side. And then all three of these connect into the Achilles tendon. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So the soleus is here, and then we have the calf muscles. Lastly, we'll go ahead and draw on some feet. All right. That's going to wrap it up for this video. As always, if you have any suggestions, please leave those in the comments. and I take a look at all of them. Have an anatomy video that you would like to see, I'll consider making that in the future as I'm working my way through a series of anatomy. And if you have any questions, leave those as well. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos that I'm creating. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. See you next time.